Hello students, you are going to study the second part of your lesson, the role of Birsa Munda in ascertaining the rights of the tribal people in the chapter Tribals, Dikus and the Era of the Golden Age. The aims and objectives of the present lesson is to understand the role of Birsa Munda in ascertaining the rights of the tribal people, the role of the Christian missionaries in the tribal areas, the ideas that influenced Birsa Munda in fighting against the British rule. You are also going to study about the contributions of Verrier Elwin in analyzing and highlighting the importance of the tribal culture through his works. The learning outcome of the lesson is to assess the love of Birsa Munda towards his people and the country, to understand the political ideas of Birsa Munda in fighting against the British rule and assessing the contributions of the greatest anthropologist Verrier Elwin in describing and analyzing the great life of the tribal people in the country. Students, the focus question of today's lesson is, how did Birsa become a popular leader among the tribal people? What methods and techniques he had adopted to fight against the British? What were the results of his fight against the colonial masters? These questions that you have to analyze and prepare a small report and submit it to your teacher after the end of this class. The following are the difficult terms and concepts that you are going to study in this lesson. These terms and concepts are given in your textbook. Sirdars, leaders, Mulk ki Larai, fight for the land, sermons, preachings, Ul Gulan, revolt, Vaishnav, worshippers of Lord Vishnu, missionaries. The term missionaries refers to the Christian missionaries in this lesson. Satyug, the age of truth. Students, in your previous class you have studied about the conditions of the tribal people during the colonial period and some of the important tribal communities and their activities in India during the colonial rule. You have also studied how the colonial laws affected the socio-cultural life of these tribal population. Throughout the 19th century, there are several tribal revolts that took place in our country. The main reasons for these tribal revolts are the entry of the money lenders into the tribal areas, the introduction of new forest laws, the introduction of the forest department and the entry of the Christian missionaries, and also some of the tribal revolts were due to the over exploitation and burden by the colonial administrators in the tribal areas. Students, look at this chart. This chart will help you in understanding the various tribal revolts that took place in India. The Bills revolted against the British during their 1818 due to the extension of British rule into the tribal areas. The Khones revolted against the British in the year 1846 for the suppression of tribal traditions and practices. The Santals revolted against the British in the year 1855 due to the entry of money lenders into their areas. The Mundas revolted against the British in the year 1899 due to the activities of the Christian missionaries. The Kukis revolted against the British in the year 1914 due to the control of forest regions by the British. The Koyas revolted against the British in the year 1922 due to unpaid labor work. Students, you have studied that Mundas revolted against the British. The Mundas revolted against the British under a great leader named as Birsa Munda. Now, let us look at the great abilities and qualities possessed by this young leader, though he lived a very short period, but his contribution was enormous to the society and to our country. Birsa Munda was born on 15th November 1875 in a place called Ulihatu in the present state of Jharkhand. His father's name is Suguna Munda and his mother is Karmi Hattu. Birsa is also having brothers and sisters. He spent his childhood days at Chalakad with his parents. His childhood was not different from that of other Munda children in the forest region. Like other tribal children in the forest, he used to play with the children, play the flute, graze the animals, go to the fields, swim in the ponds, and used to enjoy his life in the tribal areas. He used to go with a flute, and he used to move with a tulia, a traditional musical instrument made out of pumpkin. Tulia is having one string, and he is an expert in playing tulia, a musical instrument which is used by the local tribal people in those days. The exciting movement of his life was spent at Akara, where he used to participate in the wrestling sport in the village. During his adolescent period, he used to move with his parents in search of occupation, and during these times he used to hear about the heroic deeds of the tribal chiefs who fought against the Dikkus. Birsa used to hear about the golden age spent by the Munda tribe before the coming of the British into the tribal areas. Birsa used to hear from their elders that they wanted to fight for their land rights. As an young person, Birsa moved with the conditions of the tribal people. He did not kept quiet. As an young adult, he was moved by the agrarian question and forest laws, and actively participated in tribal uprising in the Munda region. In Salag, he came in contact with the Christian missionaries. The Christian missionaries used to ridicule the cultural traits of the Munda tribe. They used to provide long sermons to the tribal chiefs of the Munda tribe. Birsa was admitted in the school in Salag. He came in contact with the Christian missionaries. They used to convert the Mundas into Christianity. Like other children in the Munda tribe, Birsa also was converted into Christianity, and he was named as Birsa David. However, Birsa never liked the habits of the Christian missionaries and the kind of atrocities they are committing on the Mundas in the tribal region. Therefore, he left the Christianity and reconverted himself into Hinduism. He reverted back to the traditional life of the Mundas, and he continued throughout his life. Students, there are many things happened in his life. He founded a new religion. He propagated the philosophy of one God. He fought with the Christian missionaries and asked them to abolish the taxation system on the tribal population. His philosophy is to respect the tribal traditions, to respect the tribal culture, and to give back their traditional rights and autonomy in their regions. But the Christian missionaries never liked his attitude towards the state. Birsa repeatedly requested his tribal people to fight back against the British and the Christian missionaries to get back their traditional rights. Impressed by his teachings and work, most of the tribal people followed him, and soon he became the leader of the tribal population, and almost he has been considered as a saint among the Munda tribes. There were many folk songs adoring his personality, bravery, and great work that he has rendered to the tribal population. Here is a folk song for you depicting the personality of Birsa Munda. The songs "Blood trickles from my shoulders." The songs the Mundas sang bemoaned their misery. Alas, under the drudgery of forced labor, blood trickles from my shoulders. Day and night, the emissary from the zamindars annoys and irritates me. Day and night, I groan. Alas, this is my condition. I do not have a home. Where shall I get happiness, alas? Meaning that the conditions of the tribal people under the hands of the Britishers and the missionaries is clearly explained in this particular folk song. You can clearly understand the miseries that the Mundas they have faced under the missionaries and the colonial administrators from this folk song. What was the political philosophy of Birsa Munda? The political philosophy of Birsa Munda was that the Tikadars and the money lenders are frequently enter into the tribal lands and they are extracting whatever the tribals were possessing in those days. So, he wanted that empire of the Tikadars and the money lenders should end and the empire of the tribals should be restored. Birsa wanted to restore the traditional lives of the Mundas. He asked the Munda tribal chiefs to join into an agitation and fight back for the rights of the Mundas. Thus, from 1895 onwards, Birsa fought against the Tikadars and local money lenders and the British in order to restore their rights. He declared himself as a prophet and came to recover the lost empire for the Mundas. He also asked the rights not to pay any rent or taxes to the government. This attitude of Birsa Munda was never liked by the British government and therefore, he was arrested and sent to jail for 2 years. Birsa spent his time in the company of a Vaishnava preacher. He also wore a sacred thread and propagated the philosophy of purity and piety. He urged the Mundas to stop taking liquor, clean the villages and plant the trees in the forest regions. He waged a war against the money lenders, the Britishers and the missionaries. Birsa talked about a golden age wherein his ancestors led a noble life by planting the trees, protecting the forest and fighting for their tribal rights. He propagated that tribals live in harmony without harming anybody, doing cultivation and protecting the natural environment for the nation. Birsa also requested the tribal people to protect the culture and civilization of the tribals and follow their traditional practices. Birsa strongly believed to establish the Birsa Raj. He wanted to establish a state of his own. He wanted the Munda tribes have to rule themselves. But what was the reaction of the missionaries, the British officials and the Hindu chiefs? Under these circumstances, the British officials, the money lenders and the Hindu chiefs feared of the powerful activities of Birsa Munda. Thinking that Birsa is going to be a big problem for the state, immediately they have kept some sedition charges on him and he was arrested and has been sent to jail for 2 years. After his release in 1898, he intensified his revolt against the British and the Christian missionaries. Birsa used traditional symbols and language in order to rouse the sentiments of the Mundas. He described the money lenders and the Europeans as Ravanas. He appealed his people to throw away the Ravana from the forest region. He along with his followers attacked the police stations and fought against the British. He also attacked the commissioner and deputy commissioner and the local talukdars and municipals. His movement spread like a wildfire throughout the tribal areas and he was considered as a great philosopher. He was considered as a great leader of the tribal communities and almost all the Munda tribes followed him with faith. In 1900, there was a wide prevalence of cholera disease in the entire tribal areas. Birsa lost his life due to cholera. Soon after his death, his movement also came to an end. What was the significance of Birsa's movement? There are two important issues we have to remember. The first one is that it was a clear message for the Britishers that they could no longer take away the traditional rights of the tribal people. Secondly, the colonial administrators clearly understood that the tribals will protest severely in order to protect their traditional rights. For these two reasons, Birsa Munda is a great hero and champion among the tribal communities. Students, today there are many things in the name of Birsa Munda. There is a university, there is an airport, there are many structures that was erected, there were poems, folk songs, books that was written about him. Though he lived a very short time for 25 years, he left a legacy behind him. He remained in the hearts of the people forever. I hope you also will raise to that kind of a position after learning about him. I want you to do an activity here. Prepare a timeline showing all the activities of Birsa Munda and submit the same to your teacher. Students, I hope you enjoyed this class. Stay safe, take care. Thank you.